the Google Pixel 7 Pro. This one has a broken back glass and I'm going to do a back glass replacement on this device. I simply hate the fact that Google makes these devices without thinking about you and me trying to repair this device at home. This is the plastic binding the back glass and the frame of this device together. It is simply something that I have never seen and you will never see it on any other device. I'm going to use alcohol as my primary way to remove the back glass of this Pixel 7 Pro. I did the camera glass replacement on this Pixel 7 Pro. It is very difficult. It is not like the 6 Pro and it is nothing like Samsung or any other camera glass that you can repair. In order to make it very easy to remove the camera glass on this device, I use alcohol and it worked really well. So I'm going to do the same thing for the back glass of this Pixel 7 Pro and hopefully it can go smoothly. The problem with alcohol is you do not want the alcohol to touch the edge of your screen. Alcohol can damage your screen if it go between the digitizer and the screen layers. So you need to be very careful while applying some alcohol on the side of the Pixel 7 Pro and at the top of the back glass. I'm trying to add some alcohol at the bottom portion of the back glass of this Pixel 7 Pro in order to have it ready and start the removal of the broken back glass. I did the back glass replacement on the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro, and both times the wireless charging coil was cut in the process. Right now I'm just dropping the bottom portion of the Pixel 7 Pro inside alcohol, and by doing this the alcohol is going to get sucked in and it will help me remove the back cover of this device. After adding all this alcohol, when I try to remove the back with my green scalpel, it doesn't work. For example, on a Samsung device, if you add this amount of alcohol on the back cover, you can simply remove the back glass of that device without heat. So I'm going to use a heat gun in order to start removing the bottom portion of the broken back glass on this Pixel 7 Pro, and we will see how it goes. So right now I'm able to remove the broken back glass, but it is very strange. The glass is coming out of the body of the device and leaving the tape on the body of the device. This simply means that Google used a double-sided tape or plastic that is very strong, and the heat necessary to separate the glass from the plastic covering the back cover is less than the heat we need in order to remove that plastic portion. So the first thing that I recommend you to do if you're going to do a back glass replacement on your Pixel 7 Pro, start with heat and start removing the broken back glass at the bottom portion of the device. After you have removed some of that broken back glass at the bottom portion of the device, you can add a little bit of alcohol to help you remove the plastic portion of the back cover. You can do the back glass removal with heat only. I did use heat when I tried to remove the back glass on the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro, and I was able to remove it. As I said in the beginning of this video, the first time I did the Pixel 6 Pro, I was able to remove everything, but unfortunately the wireless charging circuitry was cut during the process. Using heat, you're not going to see the wireless charging circuitry and most likely you're going to cut it. After the first time doing it with the Pixel 6 Pro, I tried again with the Pixel 6. It is the same configuration and I was very careful not to damage the wireless charging coil, since I knew that they did it on purpose for people to damage it. So unfortunately that time also the wireless charging circuitry was cut. It was cut right when I was about to finish the removal of all the broken back glass. So this is why using heat can be very difficult to remove the broken back glass without cracking or damaging the wireless charging circuitry. I need to tell you all this in order for you to understand my state of mind while trying to do again a back glass replacement on a Pixel device. So at this time I can conclude after observation that they did change everything coming from the Pixel 6 Pro to the Pixel 7 Pro. The way they sealed the back glass on the Pixel 6 Pro and the Pixel 6 is completely different from what they did with the Pixel 7 Pro and the Pixel 7. I can simply say that they designed their device with the intent to make it very difficult for the average person to do a DIY at their home. Since I posted those videos for the Pixel 6 back glass replacement and the Pixel 6 Pro back glass replacement, I got only one testimony of one of the comments saying that he did successfully replace the back glass without cracking the wireless charging circuitry. All the other comments were complaining because they did cut the wireless charging circuitry after they had watched my videos. So they knew that it can be very difficult to replace the back cover, and they knew what I knew on the first video and knew what I knew after I did the second video also. So they knew knew everything, but they did still cut the wireless charging coil. Just to say that this is a very difficult repair, and if you want to do this, I recommend that you watch this video all the way through, because you need to see everything that I did in order to achieve the result that I had. And on the Pixel 7 Pro, as I said, they did change everything. They are not using the same material to seal the back cover of this device, and it is different from the Pixel 6 Pro. I can say the 6 Pro and the Pixel 6 are way easier to remove right now compared to this Pixel 7 Pro. With a little bit of alcohol, the tape that they use on the 6 and the 6 Pro is coming out very easy. Here it is completely different. So the other thing with the circuitry of the wireless charging coil is that it is very thin, and using a heat gun might damage or burn that circuitry, and you will lose your wireless charging again. So I didn't use any heat, so I stopped using heat after I completed the removal of the broken back glass at the bottom of this device. You can see the bottom is very safe. After you have removed the broken back cover at the bottom of the device, you will see the wireless charging coil. I think you can use heat to remove the broken back glass at the side of the device. You simply need to do that, or you can use alcohol as I did to remove the broken back glass on the side of the device. One thing that I can say, the way I was adding alcohol to the back glass, the broken back glass, was a little bit too excessive. I will advise you to use a little bit of alcohol, just a little bit, not the way that I did it. It was a little bit too much. So while I was doing this back glass removal, I didn't know the exact position of the wireless circuitry, but I knew it would be in the middle of the wireless coil and going up. So I decided to start removing all the broken back glass on the side of the device first. This is the first thing that you need to do. After you have completely removed the broken back glass at the side of the device, you can see the wireless circuitry is showing up now. Working on the edge of the device, going inside in order to remove the broken back glass that are directly on top of the wireless charging coil, you need to be extremely careful while you're pulling the broken back glass, because this is the area you can damage the wireless circuitry very easily. You can see the wireless charging coil and the circuitry is attached to this graphite paper for heat transfer, and also the way they design the frame of this device. After you pull the wireless circuitry, you're directly above the battery. There is nothing that protects the battery after you remove the wireless circuitry. That is why you need to be extremely careful if you're using a metal tool not to puncture the battery. The battery is right below the wireless circuitry. On top of the wireless circuitry, there is a thin layer of double-sided tape that is very sticky, and if you remove that thin layer of double-sided tape, you're going to have another very sticky double-sided tape that is on the wireless circuitry. So it is extremely difficult to remove this without cracking anything. If you're using alcohol the way I do it, it can be a little bit easier, and you will see the wireless circuitry and you cannot miss anything or damage the wireless circuitry. When removing the broken back glass that are directly on top of the wireless circuitry and on top of the wireless coil, you need to be very careful. You need to take your time and remove it very slowly. Only using alcohol is going to let you remove it slowly. You can see here I held the double-sided tape, the thin clear plastic, and after that I started pulling the broken back glass slowly, and I made sure that I applied pressure on the wireless circuitry in order for it to not get snatched while I pull the broken back glass. So using alcohol is very important if you want to remove the broken back glass safely without cracking the wireless circuitry. You can see here I'm trying to remove this last broken glass, and it is stuck to the wireless circuitry. It is literally double-sided glued to the wireless circuitry. One advice that I can give you while you're working on the back glass removal, make sure that you protect the camera glasses before you start working on this back glass removal. You never know, you may have some alcohol that fall on the camera glasses. Start to dissolve the double-sided tape that is holding the camera glasses to the frame of the device. We are not done yet. I started to add some alcohol on the other side of the device. We need to remove that broken glass, and the wireless circuitry is right below that side also. I find it very interesting how by now I'm still adding some alcohol in order to remove the broken back glass. You've seen me adding alcohol on top of the wireless coil, and here the last broken back glass is still here, and you need to add more alcohol to that side in order for it to remove it safely. If you do not really care about the wireless charging and NFC, you do not have to do all this. You can just pull everything, cut the wireless charging coil and wireless charging circuitry. Your device is going to work on the Pixel 6 Pro and the Pixel 6 when I cut the wireless charging circuitry, it was still working fine. The only problem that I had was there is no more wireless charging and maybe no more NFC. So at this moment I have removed all the broken back glass out of this Pixel 7 Pro. The only thing that I need to do was to remove all the residual double-sided tape or glue, whatever thing that they use in order to seal the back glass of this device. After wiping everything, I just needed to test the device to make sure that it is still fine. So when we started this, the device was still on, and right now the device is turned off. Something is wrong. And also I saw a lot of bubbles that were in the middle of the screen that looks like water or alcohol. Fortunately, the device is still working and the wireless charging coil and wireless circuitry is fine. So if you want to test the wireless charging, make sure that you're careful not to cut the wireless circuitry while you're trying to remove the wireless charger that you put on the back of this device. The back of the wireless circuitry is very sticky, so while I was pulling the MagSafe charger, I did struggle a little bit to remove it safely without damaging the wireless circuitry. So as I was saying, the wireless circuitry can be lifted. You can pull it on the side and see the battery is right below it. You can pull the wireless circuitry from right to left because the left side of the device is where you have the flex cable of the wireless circuitry going back inside the device and connecting to the motherboard. After looking carefully, I can see that I still have some alcohol on the back of the battery. So the alcohol that I poured on the wireless circuitry found its way back inside the device and mainly by touching the battery. You can see I have the alcohol still on the back of the battery. This is the pull tab they provided in order for you to remove the battery when you need to replace the battery on your Pixel 7 Pro. So this is why I said the way I was using alcohol was a little bit excessive, because the alcohol was a little bit too much and found its way on the back of the battery and inside the device. Fortunately, I just tested everything. The device is responding like normal and there seems to not be a problem. Before you remove the protecting film on the back of the back glass, make sure that you apply some pressure on the blue protecting film, and after that you can remove the plastic. Also, it is very important to add some B7000 on the back of your Pixel 7 Pro before you install the new back glass. I added B7000 on all the frame area of this device. I didn't add B7000 on the wireless coil or wireless circuitry on the component that you can see at the top right and bottom left of the device. For the installation, you just need to align the back glass with the frame of the device. After you made sure that everything is aligned, you can start applying some pressure on the back glass for it to stick on the frame of the device. As you just saw it, the device is still on and still functional. After the installation of the back glass, it is advised that you add some clamps to apply constant pressure on the back glass for it to stick on the frame of the device. So just right now, do you see something wrong? The constant pressure clamps are not mandatory. These are my own. They didn't come with the back glass replacement repair kit. So after a while, when I came back and removed the constant pressure clamps, I saw that the device was not responding. So I immediately opened the device and inspected the component. I can see alcohol was still on the battery and also on the back of the screen. After looking carefully, I do not see any alcohol on the motherboard. I only see alcohol on the plastic pull tab that is on the battery. So alcohol entered from the back of the device, touched the battery and went on the pull tab that is attached to the battery. And after that, the accumulation of alcohol then went and touched the screen of the device. I also noticed that the pull tabs are directly in contact with the fingerprint reader. The fingerprint reader on this device is removable and there is a hole in that area that clearly exposes the digitizer and the layers of the screen due to the design that they did for the fingerprint sensor. I tested charging the device does charge and the device does even make the notification if I plug the charger. I then went and installed another screen. This one is broken. This is one of my old screen for the Pixel 7 Pro, and as you can see, that screens light up and is working normally. So I then proceeded in testing the device and making sure that everything is working perfectly and making sure that the motherboard is good. So I lost the screen while trying to replace the broken back glass on this Pixel 7 Pro. So if I have to do this again, this is the most important stuff that you need to understand and apply if you try to replace the back glass on your Pixel 7 Pro. You need to start at the bottom of the device, remove the broken back glass at the bottom using a heat gun. After that, use a little bit of alcohol and work your way through the side of the device. Remove all the broken back glass to the side of the device. You already know that the wireless reverse coil, and all that is removable and can be removed only from the left to the right of the device, as you're seeing it right now. So after you have removed all the broken back glass on the side of the device, and it has to be the same side as you're seeing it in the video for this to work. Lift the wireless circuitry a little bit. There is no double-sided tape on the back of it, and after that you need to insert a piece of plastic, very flat, that is going to prevent the alcohol from entering the device. It can be plastic or anything that you know can prevent the alcohol from entering inside your device. While inserting that piece of plastic or laminated paper, make sure that the size is ideal and you're not going to cut the wireless circuitry flex cable that is at the far right side of the device as you're seeing it in the video. You need to make sure that there is less alcohol going inside the device as opposed to what I did here. I didn't care about the battery side and the alcohol entering inside the device. I assumed that the alcohol that I was using will evaporate by the time I finished removing all the broken back glass. I was right, but the plastic pull tab on the battery helped concentrate the alcohol on one single spot. That is what happened to this device. If I knew that, I will have done something to protect the device and making sure that there is less alcohol entering inside the device and thus protecting the inside and the screen of this Pixel 7 Pro. If you found the video edifying and interesting instructional, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the video on the screen for the Pixel 7 Pro screen replacement. I will see you next time.